It's been so long. So very long. I don't even know it's gonna update. I haven't done this in a while. I haven't done this in a hot while. How do I do the thing? I don't even know if it's working. Oh my gosh, it is working. Whoa! It's definitely been a while since I've done one of these. That's not a bad thing though, I think. Maybe it is. Yo, howdy, what's going on, guys? It's been a little while. What's up? Holy shit. Live stream, what's poppin'? What's going on, everyone? Happy Wednesday. Everyone chilling today? Mad chillin'? Clean Towels, Brad Dixon, Chaos Crusaders? What's good? Luan? I think I probably pronounced that wrong. If so, I apologize. What are you guys up to? Anything exciting? Anything poppin'? You're live? I can't believe it. I know, dude. It's been so long. Remember, we used to do these twice a week. I would like to be able to do these twice a week again because I do kind of miss it. It's a Matthias! It's a Mr. David as I sit on a plane delayed for the tarmac. What a great surprise. What's going on, man? Where were you flying to? What's up? What's up, Tanner? It's been so long. How's life? What's new? Just been, dude, it's been busy lately between all the cars and whatnot. I've been writing this, it's like a Chilton's manual type deal for this guy. It's not Chilton, but we're doing like a repair manual for this large company who prints and publishes these repair manuals. So for this entire week, I can give you guys a little sneak peek here in a little bit if you want of this, but it'll be available for purchase through this company probably early 2026. So it's like a complete how to like build your short block, build a long block, time the engine, any like Subaru like EJ20, EJ25 like how to rebuild type thing. We'll have a book for it. I think it'll be probably around like $30 or something like that. So I'm writing it for them, and then they're going to be doing the printing and everything for that, so that'll be exciting. Plus I got the 06 STI stuff going on, which I'm mainly waiting for a lot of parts right now on that. The 2.5 RS, you guys haven't seen a video on that in a while because I haven't done too much on it. To be honest, we're going to be redoing a lot of the bodywork. I don't think I've mentioned this too much, but a lot of the bodywork is going to be redone. There's a gentleman out in Poland who started remanufacturing 22B metal rear quarter panels. So we're going to be taking the fiberglass wide body off of our 2.5 RS and welding on an actual replacement 22B replica panel onto the car. So instead of the wide body being fiberglass, it'll be steel, so it'll last a lifetime versus the fiberglass kit maybe lasting like 3 to 5 years. So, you know, dude, we're all over the place. I got like 3 client cars I got to knock out after the 06 STI's out of the shop. So fingers crossed we can get that thing out pretty quick. What exciting, my Subaru is getting built by GGS Garage. You might know, I do know them. They're pretty cool guys over there. I'm in Chicago at the moment, trying to fly back home. Spent the weekend in Upper Michigan. That sounds, well, this time of the year, I guess Michigan doesn't sound too bad. What exciting, my Subaru is getting built by GGS. Yeah, it used to be pretty frequent, but you have more projects now too. I know, I wish, maybe I'll start doing the live streams at the garage, whatnot, or at the shop or whatnot. So I could bring my laptop over there and we could just do it over there also. David, also appreciate the dono, man. I fly up to your area on the 7th of September. Let's get this party started. Let's go, dude. Come on. Levi, what's up, dude? What's up? I can't wait for the book. Same, dude. I can't wait to be done writing it. I'm thinking like 40 to 45 pages deep in this book right now. It is, it's a long one. It'll have a lot of photos too to make life easier. Hey, Speedy, I have a 2012 WRX and cruise control keeps flashing. And I also track, oh man, where did that just go? Cruise control keeps flashing, and also traction control doesn't shut off. What can I do? Take it to Subaru, or if you have a really good scan tool, you can scan it, but it's going to need to be scanned to be able to find out whatever the check. It's not a check engine light per se, it's more like an ABS style code. Your normal access port or anything like that is not going to be able to pull those codes, so you are going to have to take it either to somebody that has a really good scanner that can scan the ABS system, or take it to Subaru and they can scan it for you and tell you exactly what's wrong with the car. What's the best stock location turbo for big power? FP Black is honestly, it's my favorite. It's good response. You make good power. It can be a little bit of a pain in the butt to fit, but that is my go-to for like stock location turbo stuff. STI until I die. Subi Fest was fun. Won some DBA rotors and $200. Paul, I swear, this man has won an engine from us. He's won rotors. Have you installed that engine yet, sir? Have you installed that in your Forester yet? Or is that thing still sitting in the bag? Hey, David, let's go. Hey, Tanner, recently sold my GR STI for a truck to tow my S2000 with, but your videos inspired me to get into that Subaru without fear. Hey, I'm glad, man. How are you? I've wanted an S2000 for a while. Like, if I were to get I'm not a big Honda guy, but if I were to get a Honda, it would probably be an S2000. There's something of S2000 with a hard top specifically. I like those things. But we got enough projects as it is. We got the Corolla that I just had to buy. I just bought new direct injectors for the Corolla last night, so hopefully those come in somewhat soon, so that way we can get the Corolla back on the road. Hey man, you are the best. Your videos have helped me a lot with my build currently. My 21 WX hitting 430 horsepower on stock motor. Hey, that's what's up, dude. Fingers crossed that stock motor lasts you a long time and it treats you right. Hey, you need to join the Discord again. It's been forever. It has been a little bit. It has been a little bit since I've been in the Discord. It's actually beautiful up there, sitting in the plane side. So you can just see everything from the plane. You can see all of Michigan from just the plane. Hello, Rishi. Hey, I know I'm out of the loop, but is the H6 Watt VA gone, done, or is it? No, it's still happening. So if you guys watched the last Corolla video, you probably caught a glimpse of blue in the background in our overflow spot. We have already sent the STI out to Fab. So some people still think it's still getting a JZ swap, which it's not, and that's that's on me. I haven't made a video on that car because I don't want to make a video on that car until it comes time for us to actually get cracking on it. But I don't want to start on that car until we have the RS done, the 06 STI done, and the Corolla done, because I don't want having two and a half, three active projects of my own right now is already stretching me thin enough. Adding another one into the mix, which that one's going to be a big one. It's going to be a huge pain in the butt. So the 17 STI, good old blue, we sent that car out to Straight Fabrication a couple of months ago. Actually, it was like 6 months ago now. I think it was December, actually, so 8 months ago. We sent it out to Straight Fabrication. They went through and I had them do a rear engine conversion for the 17 STI. So the rear subframe has been modified, so the engine will be in the back of the car. It will still be all-wheel drive. It will still utilize an EG33. It will be twin turbo, and it will be stroked to a 3.7 liter. So it'll be a 3.7 liter flat six twin turbo all-wheel drive STI. I think it'll be the first one of its kind out there. We've already got like the drive shaft angle done. We've already got the transmission stuff worked out. So that'll be a big project in itself, and I don't want to get too entangled into that until we get the other projects at least done with. So that way we're not like, okay, we're on this. It already sucks like making videos where I'm like, okay, we're on this car, now we're on this car, now we're on that car, now we're back on this car, now we're on this car. And it's the flow for videos just kind of sucks, to be honest. I don't like doing it that way. I'd rather just have one complete series of like, okay, we're going to do this car from start to finish. The RS is a little bit of an exception of that, just because of how big the project is going to be. But yeah, that car is still happening. It's just not happening until the other ones are already like complete-ish. You know what I mean? OEM bumper aftermarket. Always go OEM if you can. How you doing? What up, Dan? How you doing, man? So when you were in Salem, did you do some tuning on the Corolla? It was a pleasure meeting you. We did a little bit of tuning on the Corolla for what we could. We were experiencing a misfire at idle and intermittently throughout doing some tuning. So obviously we cut that short just to not cause any damage to the engine. We've got new direct injectors on the way, and I've actually talked to a couple other people who have kind of ran into the same issue that we ran into, and some people might think that it could be linked to the Deechworks injectors. We don't have confirmation on that quite yet, but we have a misfire issue. It is fuel related, so it's either going to be direct injector or port injector. So we're gonna have to figure that out. But new direct injectors are at least on the way. How do you feel about the dismal sales the WX is having? Do you think they need to bring the STI back? Honestly, even if Subaru brought the STI back, their sales numbers are not going to increase, in my opinion. Subaru has completely killed off their WX market. Look at what the entry-level price is for a base model WX. It's right around $40,000, if not a little bit more at this point, after title, taxes, and fees and everything like that. The WX used to be an entry-level sports car. It is no longer, in my opinion, that entry-level sports car. So it's no surprise to me that the WX sales have completely just fumbled. Subaru doing their price increases, and it's the VB. Don't get me wrong, I've had a couple of VBs myself. I don't think it's a terrible car. It's not a car that I personally am a huge fan of, that I would want to build or buy another one. But it's a good A to B car. It's a good car that you can do some basic modifications to, make some real easy power, and enjoy the car with. But at the new entry level price point, what did the VB even start out at with price? Wasn't it like $27,000 when it originally came out? Now it's up $13K just to get into one. It's just Subaru's shooting themselves in the foot with the WRX. So I wouldn't be surprised if Subaru just kind of killed off the WRX in the coming months or in the coming years. Because even if they brought an STI in, I mean, they're going to have to make the STI above the top trim WRX. So you're looking at what, $60,000 for an entry level STI? No one's going to pay that. You're talking 60K entry. You could get a BMW, you could get a Supra, you get a Corolla. Granted, the STI and the Corolla, well, I don't know what a new STI would look like, but they're in two different categories themselves if they were to come out. But it's like the price point, even if they brought an STI back, would be way too high for people. It's just not going to happen. When can we see Big Bertha back on the channel? Like I talked about earlier, after the RS and the 06 STI and the Corolla are all kind of sorted. The RS will be the one that takes the most amount of time. Mechanically, that car is pretty much done. It's just all the bodywork stuff. But like I said, since we're ripping off the fiberglass wide body to put on this replica 22B steel wide body that we're going to do a panel replacement on, it'll probably be a little while. Hey Tanner, what's your opinion on the XD lightweight flywheel clutches? So when it comes to Subarus, the clutches that I highly recommend are ACT and XD. So I mean, to be honest, you can't go wrong with either one. With lightweight flywheels on Subarus, you can experience a little bit of ghost knock. Don't be too concerned if you do see some ghost knock, but it's nothing that shouldn't be too damaging. Or it won't even be damaging. You'll just see a little bit of ghost knock here and there. I like focusing on one car series at a time, but you'd need extra hands working on the cars to be able to achieve that. Even Matt Armstrong sometimes has to break up the series to wait for parts. I mean, that honestly, that's the biggest thing is money and parts. Because like some of the cars, like the parts cost a lot of money, hence why we do some client cars. So that way we can afford to do some of our own cars to the extent that we do them at. So sometimes it's waiting on parts, it's waiting on funds, and you have two options. You can either not upload any videos at all and just wait for that stuff to come in, or you can continue to upload videos and kind of jump to another project that you have going on. And as much as I don't like jumping around, sometimes it is a necessity, especially when we have no running cars right now. So I can't just be like, okay, we'll go out and we'll go do a driving video, or we'll go out and we'll go do this video. It's like I'm stuck at the shop until I get these cars fixed. So yeah, it's all right. Matt, I got my TR for $39K. I'm starting at a premium right now, and it's $43,157. You see what I mean? It's just way too much, dude. Are you taking new customers for new Subaru builds? At this time, no, I am not. I am backlogged 4 cars. So until I get through those 4 cars, I will not be accepting any more. If you're not in a hurry and you do want me to do it, if you don't mind waiting a little while, we can always do that. But I need to get through these 4 cars that I have allocated before we take on any more. What's your opinion on Mitsubishi Evos? I used to have one. I had my old Evo 8. I love them. I would not want to buy another one, though. Evo prices, not necessarily for the car, but the prices for parts is absurdly expensive. People think that building a Subaru is expensive. Build an Evo. It's way more expensive. Still waiting on the lottery so I can buy your 2.5 RS. I'm going to be honest, unless somebody came up to me with a wild offer on the 2.5 RS, that car's not going to be going anywhere. With the amount of back and forth I've been doing with this car, getting everything 100% perfect to where I can get it, especially with this wide body debacle of me spending a month straight in December molding this wide body on to get it as perfect as I can, to only now rip it off to completely cut out the sheet metal and weld in an actual steel wide body. Unless somebody came at me with a ridiculous offer, that car's not going to be going anywhere. What do you mean you're a YouTuber? You have a black hole behind? Dude, I wish. Although I did spend a handsome $30 on this, and I'm pretty hyped that this actually came in the mail. If you know, you know. Okay? I'm just saying. I spent $30 on that. No shame. Great to see you live. Thanks for the amazing content. Hey, I appreciate it, Seth. Plan on going to the Formula Drift in Monroe this weekend. I wish. I will be working on this book that I'm doing, and I have some stuff on the cars to get done, so I will not be able to go. I need to get at least one car running and driving, so that way we have at least something aside from the truck that I can go out and actually play with. I've always wanted a JDM Evo, but then look at the AYC pump rebuild prices. Yeah, a lot of that stuff is ridiculous, dude. Ridiculous. It's like I said, the Evo prices on stuff is just stupid, man. I'm right here, LOL. David, but was planning full sheet out when it come up to ship your car out, $5. Like I said, once I get through these other cars, then we can start taking on some other ones. I was tempted to get one when I worked at Toyota since I would have gotten employee pricing, but even MSRP was too high personally. I feel it. I definitely feel it, dude. Was a great video series on the Corolla. The Corolla's not done. We have a lot more going on with the Corolla. The Corolla, it's unfortunate, but we're just waiting on parts for it, dude. A lot of the parts for for the Corollas, they're just not in stock, and they all got to come from Japan. It takes forever on that stuff, except for the engine. Somehow I was able to get the engine in like 3 days when I had to buy that. What's your take on the MK4 Turbo Jettas? I'm gonna be honest. I have no take. I have no experience with them, so I couldn't tell you. Couldn't tell you. Do you think carbon fiber drive shaft is worth it for the STI? I've got one on the RS. Unless you're going to be driving the car like hard or going to be racing it, if it's your daily driver, you really don't need a carbon fiber drive shaft, in my opinion. Like, yes, it is less rotational mass, but for the price, I mean, you could spend the money in better areas. WI jar of green in the back of my phone case. Message for post when done. Hey, appreciate it, Dav. Your content is helping me through my project. I have an 07 WXTR I'm tearing into and getting my heads decked. Should I be using stock size head gaskets? I would always say start with stock size head gasket. Unless you know how much material they're removing off the cylinder head, then you can compensate for that with a thicker head gasket to try to get the overall length of the engine the same. But if you don't know, or the machine shop doesn't tell you how much material they're taking off or how many times the heads have been decked before, you're just kind of like taking a shot in the dark at that point. So, I mean, you can go with a thicker head gasket if you want. If you do run into timing issues, you can do what we did on the 07 STI and use the eccentric timing idler pulleys. That'll let you get the timing just really dialed in on that. It's been a minute since you did photos of the cars too. It has. Nobody watched them when I did them. We used to do the photos of people's cars. No one watched them. What's the best way in the future to get in contact with you for car? Email. Email is the best way. You can go to our website. You can fill out the contact page there. I am pretty bad about getting back to contact pages and emails. I promise you I will eventually get back to them. Don't expect a reply like super immediately though. MR2 Spider, best MR2, got to spread the propaganda. Mine's going to be basic 600. I don't think any car is basic at 600 to 650 wheel. That's not a basic car anymore, dude. That's built. That's not basic. It's a new era for Subaru. Cartboy is... Oh, I lost that. Cartboy is retiring. The guys from Overtake are coming back out. Cartboy's not retiring, so... the guys at Company 23 have taken over Cartboy, and it's obviously still going to be a separate entity from them, but Cartboy's not going anywhere. Cartboy's not going anywhere. What's your honest opinion on the VA WX STIs? Love the STIs, not a huge fan of the WXs. I'm just not a huge fan of the FA20 or the FA24 engines. It's just, they feel so bleh to me. They're just bleh. It's not a bad engine, they're just bleh. Hey, I'm new to... Why am I getting a spam call at 7:06? Who's spam calling me? I think we should try again. Hey, I'm new to the Subi platform. I'm curious if there's any serviceable fuel filter. I can't find anything online. No, so there's not really a serviceable fuel filter. There's a fuel sock on the fuel pump inside of the fuel tank. If you have like an older... I want to say it's like 02... I know 02 and 03 WRX have the fuel filter in the engine bay. 04 and 05 WRX might as well. I haven't seen one in... No, they do. 04 and 05. At least... 04 and 05 do. They will have a fuel filter in the engine bay that you can service. Outside of that, it's just going to be a fuel sock in the fuel tank. I was out on delivery today on the way back to Napa. Ended up seeing an 18 Plus STI, and I'm still kicking myself in the ass for not getting a VA STI when I have the chance. I mean, you still have the chance. I mean, you can still go get one. There's plenty of them out there. I see them pop up for sale all the time over here. So EJ25 versus FA24. EJ25 it's a superior engine in my opinion. In my opinion, it's a superior engine. If you want big power, it's a superior engine. If you want good fuel economy, the FA24. Dude, you guys are gonna... I don't want to go down this rabbit hole with this whole FA24 versus EJ thing. You guys know where I stand on it. You know I like the EJ more. The FA24 is a great engine for fuel economy, quick response, and easy power up to like 400 wheel, okay? But I will take my EJ25 or 20 any day of the week, okay? I'm just going to say that right now. Even a 22T, but you don't see those too often. Mark! Mark's in here! Hello, Mr. Mark. Everybody say hello to Mark. Mark works at Company 23. Mark is the face... Is Mark the face of Company 20? I don't know if he's the face of Company 23. I call Mark on the daily. Bro's the Scooby-Doo whisperer. Man, I just want the money to get within sneezing distance of 400 to 450. You can do it, man. Just do it a little bit at a time. You don't got to do it all at once. A little bit at a time. Just some work done on the GRC charge pipes, intercooler, and turbo inlet. Throttle body elbow was not fun. I still have the factory throttle body elbow on mine. I didn't really I mean, with what I've done in my car, I didn't really see a need to change it. But if you're trying to do that throttle body elbow on the engine while it's still installed in the car, I could foresee that being a huge pain in the butt. Oh, hi, Mark. Hello, Mark. RIP headphone users. I'm sorry. I was trying to get the mic set up earlier. My mic's either like way too quiet or way too loud. I'm back and forth on it. I play with it a little bit. What is up? I just won some free pistons at SubiFest, but I don't know what to get. I have no 4WX EJ20, so I get pistons for an EJ257 or hybrid EJ25 feature in the build. Honestly, I mean, it really depends on what you're doing with it. What did they already give you pistons, or did they give you like a certificate to go get pistons? Like what? I'm very confused on what happened there. Untamed, I'm an EJ20 lover, 207 forever. 207 is a good engine if you can find one for a good price. That's the thing. Vince Taylor, Hamor, pork. Yeah, if my aftermarket wheels didn't kill my steering column, it cost me $4K in repairs. What wheel? Oh, aftermarket steering wheel. How did that? What happened there, Mr. Towels? What happened there? Woo, it's media stream. What's going on? Hato Rays. It's like Gato Rays. Gato Rays. So one day, would you look at doing an FC build? I mean, yeah, I'd love to do. Honestly, if I'm doing anything, I'd probably want to do an FB over an FC. I really like the FBs. The FBs, the body on them is just très magnifique on that, dude. When are you back at JR's in Salem? Would be cool to drop by and say hi. So I will be over there when Junior is in town doing his tuning stuff on any of the cars that we have down there. So realistic, it might be once a month. It might be once every other month. I don't quite know what that's going to look like yet, but we'll kind of see how that develops out in the future going forward. That's actually my first time meeting Junior. Junior is such a chill dude. Super hyped with him. Tanner, do you think the direct injectors will cause the original engine failure on the Corolla? Absolutely not. I can tell you that with the utmost certainty. I have logs from when the Corolla was still running on the original engine, and I can see everything the factory the direct injectors were doing with, and there was no faults, there was no failures, there were no issues with the direct injectors beforehand. So the car never misfired, never did anything like that on the original engine. So I can say, and from the logs that I have looking at them, I can tell you with 100% certainty the direct injectors did not hurt or damage the original engine. I'm about to trade my 13 STI for 2025 Integra Type S. I love my STI about having issues after issue. I feel. I mean, yeah. You gotta remember, it's a 2013 STI. It's a 12-year-old car at this point. I don't blame you. I mean, look at this 06 STI that I'm doing now, dude. I find problem after problem after problem after problem after problem. But I get it. I really like the new Integra Type S's. They look good. They look super good. Are there any OEM aftermarket gas tank replacements for an 05 STI? Not that I am aware of. I'm sure you can find something on like Alibaba, but I mean, I would just find one out of another car if yours is like rotted out or something like that. Any companies you recommend? Parted out cars. That's what I would suggest. Have you ever dealt with extremely loud injectors? I have. The bigger the injector size you go, the louder they're typically going to be. So, I mean, depending on the size that you have, it could vary on sound. Big fan of your work, bro. I watch all your content all the way from over here in Australia. Hey, I appreciate it, Dan. Thanks, dude. I say if you ever plan on selling the car at any point and hesitate slightly when asking, will you keep the AC? I've been debating on getting rid of the AC in the 06 STI, just with how nasty that AC compressor looks in that engine bay, dude. It's been bothering me. What is better, a cob tune or a custom tune? I mean, cob tune is obviously an off-the-shelf tune. It's not going to be calibrated. It's calibrated for your car in a sense, but it's calibrated very conservatively. And you have to absolutely, I tell everybody this with OTS tunes, and nobody listens for some reason. With an OTS tune, you have to open up the OTS tune map notes. The map notes will tell you exactly what modifications you need to be able to use that tune. I see people download OTS tunes, upload the OTS tune to their car, and they don't have any of the parts that are in the map notes. An OTS tune it's not inherently going to damage your engine as long as you follow the map notes. If you have a Grimspeed intake and you're using a Cobb OTS tune, obviously it's not going to work as it should, because the Cobb tune, the MAF scaling is scaled for the Cobb SF intake, not the Grimspeed cold air intake or whatever intake you have on the car. So if you are using an OTS tune, go ahead and actually take the time to read the map notes. Make sure that all the modifications on the map notes match what you have on the car, nothing more, nothing less. It has to be exactly what the map notes say, with the exception of like a catback exhaust or, you know, say, like engine dress-up stuff. Performance parts, anything that changes the amount of air or fuel that enters or exits the engine, with the exception of a catback. And you should be fine, but obviously a Pro Tune is going to be leaps and bounds better because it is going to be made specifically for your car, where an OTS tune is made for a blanket of cars. So an actual Pro Tune will be substantially better than an OTS tune any day of the week. But an OTS tune inherently will not damage your engine as long as you actually follow the map notes on it and it is all set up properly. I don't use STI in Colorado. I deleted it. I picked up an EJ255 complete from a running '06 Outback XD. Looking at a swap into my '04 Impreza RS. It's going to be my new dedicated autocross car. Sending an email question recently. I will take a look through my emails. Like I said, I've been super deep in this book that I've been doing for this company, so I haven't had too much time to go through a lot of the email stuff right now. James, there's another show in the Pacific Northwest, but not a lot of people know about it, so it doesn't get a lot of action. What show are you talking about, Matt? Subaru stopped supporting models 14 years after they finish production, so once the leftover stock is gone, it's gone, so new GD gas tanks. Yeah, there's a lot of GD stuff that's going out the door for discontinuation, which sucks because... which makes me think that maybe I'll keep this GD for longer than I planned on, just because I don't know if I'll get an opportunity in the future to build another GD with grabbing like brand new OEM parts off the shelf to be able to build the car. So I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I'll use it as a giveaway car. Maybe I'll sell it once we're done with it and we've learned how to tune on it and we're proficient at tuning. So I don't know what we'll do with it quite yet. Hey Tanner, I just moved to Tennessee from Washington. Who do you recommend for tuners out here? I'm going to be honest, I don't know any tuners in Tennessee. I know I can recommend e-tuners, but as for like physical tuners in Tennessee, I don't know any of them that are out there, unfortunately. What made you move to Tennessee out of all places? I feel like that's like very odd out there. Smeedy, I did an OLM for my 2015 dealership, said because the wheel splines didn't meet OEM spec, it caused a massive failure, resulting in, wearing out. I lost steering control entirely in a parking lot. At least it was in a parking lot. The damage destroyed the connect. Dude, that sucks. That's why I like my OEM. No, I'm not trying to like pick on you or anything. I'm gonna say this is why I like my OEM steering wheel. Like the DAMD is like really the only aftermarket steering wheel option I like. On the RS, I know I've got a quick release and I've got the Super Leggero with all the buttons and whatnot. But like OEM wheels, if I can stick with OEM, I will. Oh, you were a judge at it. That show? Yeah, I mean, the Subaru Northwest show, it's okay, but, like, it really doesn't encompass, like, Subifest or anything like that. Like, Subifest got kind of stale up here after a while, too, but, like, the Pacific Northwest Subaru show, it needs some work. It needs some work right there. Wace, hello, sir. It's a good thing you started doing Subarus again. Everyone knows the Essence Media. I'm gonna inhibit you from typing a ways. I'm going to limit your chat. Do you know any good Subaru tuners in the East Coast? Prime Motoring, Junior's over there a lot. Definitely suggest him. What clamps do you use for your intercooler piping? V clamps or T clamps? So normally I'll just use like T-bolt clamps. If you're going to be running a lot of boost, you can run Vangent clamps, which is the one where it's got the two O-rings and a pipe, O-ring go together, and it's got a clamp and it locks together. They're called Vangent clamps. Those work really well, but they do require some custom fabrication, obviously, to be able to use those. Having issues with feedback knock and such, I'm wondering if this is fixed with a Haltech. I'm so sick of pulling timing mid-driving randomly when I'm done. Honestly, a Haltech isn't going to fix that. If your car is pulling timing, it's either going to be something wrong with the car, tune's probably not set up properly, or there's something in the tune that's causing it to do that, or it's seeing something while it's driving and it's causing a reactionary thing where it's like, hey, pull timing out of this. So you just putting a Haltech on is probably not going to fix the issue, to be honest. Where did you get the steel wide body panels? It's this. Let me pull up his Instagram. You guys will see him. We get ours in 5 days is when they're supposed to get here. His Instagram is Zayton Grotz. _ Grotz. He's out of Poland. Super cool dude. He's making 22B metal front fenders too, so we're going to be snagging in front of those when those come out. Dude, it's not like, I'll show you guys a couple pictures of this wide body here. I'm going to have to show you on my phone because obviously I'm not going to be able to pull it off my computer right now, but dude, they're like sweet. Like that's one of the, this is the passenger side rear quarter. So it comes with the fuel tank door. It comes with the entire steel fender. Where's a couple more? Like, this dude went all out on this stuff. Now, keep in mind, these fenders are expensive, though. Just remember that. Like, they're not cheap. But, like, a complete metal replacement steel fender for the 2.5 RS. And these are replicas of the 22B. So, it'll be nice to not have a fiberglass one. Now, it comes with, like, the fuel door stuff and everything, so... Zeton underscore Gratz, Zeton underscore GARAZ on Instagram. Super cool dude over there too. I don't know how many more sets he's sending to the US or how many more he's going to be producing. I think those fenders were about $4,200. So about $2,100 per side. So they're definitely not cheap, but if you're planning on building an RS and you want a wide body with the 22B stuff and you plan on keeping it for a long time, in my opinion, it's worth it. But what made you go steel kit instead of Antoneco carbon fiber? A steel kit will outlive a carbon fiber kit any day of the week, to be honest. You got to same with fiberglass. I'm not saying the Antoneco kit is bad. It's a very good kit. It's very quality. It's like #1 for the composite wide bodies, in my opinion. However, you have to think of it with fiberglass or carbon fiber. You're bonding this panel to a steel body. So you're using panel bond or something along those lines, and the elasticity of each material is not going to be the same. So your carbon fiber, your fiberglass, and your steel that they're bonded to, the elasticity of them isn't going to be the same. The temperature differences aren't going to be the same. So over time, you can have issues with cracking in your fiberglass filler, your Bondo, the panel itself. So having a steel replacement panel on a steel car, obviously they're going to expand and contract at the same rate, so you're not going to have to worry about things cracking. So a steel panel will last a lifetime, whereas a composite panel, if it's carbon fiber, you might get a little bit more life out of it. Like for the fiberglass stuff, you might get 3 to 5 years before you start seeing some cracking or some things that need to be fixed and whatnot. So a steel panel is just going to be a lot more durable than a composite panel will be. I like weld more than Bondo. I get it. So, yeah. A weld's not going to go anywhere. The Bondo over time, it's not going to have the same elasticity as everything else. So it's going to flex at different rates. Temperature changes are going to affect it differently. So the steel panel on a steel body is just going to outlive things. I like plastic on the coupe. Lighter, the lighter the better. I get it to an extent, but if you want the car to last a lifetime or last as long as possible, I'm all in for adding a correct body panel to the car that's the same material. Plasticity isn't the same. That's the word. I don't know. I think I was saying elasticity. I was saying something. I don't know. Dang, that's fair though. Do you have a suggestion on fuel setup for 500 area? E85 is a little out of my daily. You want 500 on 93? I'm gonna be out. Like I would say, get some like looking at methanol injection or something. Like you can do 500 on 93, but you gotta remember, pump gas likes to knock. Like at the end of the day, pump gas is a fuel that likes to knock. E85 methanol, something that if you can add it in there with a good turbo setup. Obviously, the bigger turbo, the lower boost you can run, less cylinder pressure you're gonna have. Engine's gonna be a little bit happier on pump gas. So. You know, there's give and takes to it. I would say if you want 500 on pump gas alone, you can do it. I would say try to get E85 though. You know, the concept is right there. You get what I'm saying, Dr. Dave. You got it. In another week, I may be making a new video. You might want to see it. We'll post it up, man. I'll keep an eye out for it. 2007 STI steering rack went out. Would you recommend a 2015 plus STI rack instead? Absolutely not. I have done that swap a couple times in a couple GDs, and it is not worth it in my opinion. You can definitely do it, but you have to really clearance out the subframe quite a bit to be able to fit a 15 plus rack in there. Honestly, I would say just get a replacement OEM rack that fits the chassis, that's made for the chassis. It'll bolt right in. You'll be well on your way. It's very doable to put the 15 plus rack in there, but it is a pain in the ass, let me tell you. We don't see much E85 in Canada. I'm really surprised that they actually don't have that much in Canada. Like, we don't have much E85 out here, but we can still get it. Time for the real question. Do you like more peanut butter or more jelly on your PB&J? Absolutely more jelly. I'm not a big peanut butter dude. Not a huge fan of peanut butter. I'll eat peanut butter, but, you know, it's not like my go-to. On the topic of aftermarket stuff, since I got burned on a wheel, what factory stuff is just safer to keep? than an aftermarket equivalent. I mean, if there's an OEM option, I'm gonna tell you to go with the OEM option. If it's STI or if it's like Spec B, if it's like a higher tier than OEM, but it's still an OEM option, I'm gonna tell you to get that. If it doesn't, then I'd say obviously start looking around at the aftermarket stuff, but typically try to aim for like the higher end aftermarket stuff if you're gonna be doing that. Hey Speedy, I wanted to ask how you have been liking the GR Corolla. I found a 2000. Honestly, I love it. I genuinely love the GR Corolla. I would not have dumped as much money into the GR Corolla as I did if I didn't genuinely like the car. I love the car actually. So, it's fun to drive. It's responsive. It's got character. It's engaging. Despite the issues that I have had with mine, I genuinely really do like that platform quite a bit. And when will the SRT4 been done? Oh man, Matt, if you're still in here, you gotta tell Mark. I'm not telling Mark. I'm not telling him. You can put a tubular subframe from TSS Fab and use the 2015 rack. You can, but at that point, is it worth it to spend the money to spend $1,000 on a steering rack, to spend $1,500 to $2,000 on a subframe just to be able to run a steering rack? If your current steering rack is already going out, then it would be just to replace the rack. I would say for most people, it's just replace the rack versus doing everything else to modify the car to put a rack in there, especially if it's like your daily driver, you're just driving it around or something. Jegs steering quickener instead of a rack swap. You're welcome. I don't even know what that is, dude. I've never even heard of this sorcery. I was also looking at electric rack conversion for the GD, and there's someone who has done it in GCs. You can adjust the assist. Super cool. I've seen a couple of them like that. I mean, I really love the electronic rack that we have in the VA. I mean, that rack is variable, so depending on the speed that you're going, it will change the, I guess, the stiffness or the response or the feedback that the steering wheel is giving you. So it's actually pretty sweet. Bro, I've been waiting years for it. I know. Matt sold the SRT4. We never get to see it come to life. I'm hurt. Mark's hurt. Matt's hurt. The SRT. If you guys have been around the channel for a while, can we get a RIP to the SRT4? In the arms of an angel. In the arms of the angels. Was that Sarah McLachlan? Do you think it's safe to get used D25 heads from eBay? Honestly, I don't like buying any cylinder heads from eBay. It's a gamble. It's a risk. I mean, I bought cylinder heads off of Marketplace. The ones for the 06 STI. I bought a set off Marketplace. The first set that I bought, totally scrapped. Couldn't even use them because there's damage inside of the valve guide. The second set, all the valve guides had to be replaced. All the valve seats had to be replaced. So it's a gamble. It's just a gamble with buying used heads like that. Mark, oh, I'm sorry. They discontinued so many parts years ago. It was a pain to find anything. I knew it myself. I never get It's all right, Matt. We got Chewy. As long as you don't get rid of Chewy and we see Chewy come back to life, we will forgive. Fortunato over 500. I mean, obviously, Fortunato 500s are a higher tier coilover than BC Racing. If you're just using it as a daily driver, though, the BCs are just fine. What's your opinion on the 2025 WXTS, and you think the 2026 might finally address the biggest issues? Absolutely not. I do not think Subaru will listen to the community at all or make any changes that we want. I think they're going to continue to increase the price. For the TS, I mean, it's okay. I don't like it, though. I think the blue interior and the red interior that they're putting into the TSs looks extremely tacky. In the WRX, the digital display looks like it's 5 years behind technology-wise than all the other cars' digital displays. I just feel like Subaru's dropping the ball on this stuff, dude. Like I've been in White Knight for Subaru for years, and I genuinely think Subaru just continues to drop the ball on this stuff for what they're putting in the consumer cars. I'm not a fan of it. Hello, big fan from South America. I have a question. Any experience with the Link ECUs? I have no experience with Link. I've got experience with Haltech. I've got experience with Haltech. That's pretty much it for the standalone EC stuff. But I like my Haltechs. I like my Haltech stuff. The Links, I've heard fantastic things, phenomenal things about the Link ECUs, and you really can't go wrong with them from what I've seen. Bags for daily driving if you got the phones. I agree. If it's a daily driver, it doesn't hurt to have bags. I'm not getting any boost whatsoever. I am so sorry to hear that, sir. If it makes you feel any better. Actually, no, I was going to say I'm not getting a boost either, but the truck is supercharged now, so I am getting boost. I want to know, did you end up separating the trans from the motor to get that last bolt? Yes, I did. I did. I had to take off the transmission from the engine on the Corolla to put the transfer case on the transmission, and then I had to put the engine back on the transmission. Pain in the butt. But yes, you physically cannot get the transfer case onto the GR Corolla's transmission with the engine on it. You have to take the engine off, then put the transfer case on, and then put the engine on. Huge pain in the ass. Jack, what up, dude? What's up, Tanner? Hope you're well. My 04WX spun a bearing on the dyno. I'm debating on if it's worth rebuilding the EJ20. I'm more towards getting rid of it just because the 5-speed sucks with power. I mean, I don't blame you. I don't blame you right there. I mean, you're looking to do a 2.5 liter conversion. You can do a 6-speed, swapping it also. Like, what are your goals with the car? I mean, if you're just looking to get it back on the road, obviously, I'd say just rebuild it, get it running again, and get it going. But like, what do you want out of it with this rebuild? If you do opt to rebuild it, because I know rebuilding Subarus gets expensive, and I know I see a lot of the older ones just go out to the field, and Grandpa puts them down because they're just not worth it to rebuild. At least on the WRX side, the STI ones, depending on the condition of the chassis, we'll say. Some of them get rebuilt, like the 06 STI we have now. That car should not have been rebuilt. That car should have been taken out to the pasture and put down and used as a parts car, because that thing, for most people, it would not have been worth it to fix. What is your favorite Impreza chassis and why? GD 100%. It's simple. It's the best looking chassis, specifically 05 STIs. 05 STI is the goated chassis out of every year Subaru ever made. 05 STI, in my opinion, is the greatest. No secondary air pump. It's all simple. You get B25. Hey, it's just like everything is so simplified. The 05 STI, in my opinion, is 100% the greatest one they've made. TRD, STI, Gazoo, all the same development team. You know, it wouldn't surprise me if it was. Wouldn't surprise me. I've been curious, do you have a car you've wanted that is just out of left field? Personally, I've been wanting a Suzuki Cappuccino so bad. I mean, there's honestly quite a few. I really want to do a square body. I really want to build a square body, and here's the weird thing with YouTube is, like, if I feel like if I deviate, and I've experimented with this with like the RX-7 stuff and the Evo and things like that in the past, just kind of like dip my toes in. But like anytime things kind of deviate out of the Subaru stuff, like it's just like things go left field. And I don't know. I really want to do like a square body. I really want to build a square body though. Do like just like a little LS square body. Have some fun with it, dude. It'd be so sweet. It would be so nice too, dude. I really love them. Do you have any extra steering wheel airbags? I unfortunately do not, my dude. Bro, do you remember when we looked at the Cappuccino? I didn't fit. Dude, that thing was tiny. I do remember that though. Those things are itty bitty. Did you fix the problem with the rear wheel? I did. It ended up being the car had no camber bolts. I didn't realize that GDs had camber bolts from the factory in the upper one. Thankfully, I had some spares in the shop. But yeah, I slapped a couple camber bolts on the top bolt of the rear coilovers, and I was able to pull the camber out. How hard is it to turbo a based 06 Impreza? I mean, you could get all the turbo stuff and just do it, but at that point, the stock engine isn't going to last very long, so. Should you do it? Probably not. Could you do it? Yeah, you just get factory STI or WRX stuff bolted on, and you're well on your way. You will need a WRX or STI front subframe, though, because you need the one with the cutout for the up pipe. But for the most part, just transfer everything over, and you could definitely do it. I mean, that's going to be the easiest way to do it and the cheapest way to do it. What hubs did you go with for the RS swap? OEM 05 STI. Technically, it's 04 to 07 STI hubs, and then 05 to 07. 04 to 07 knuckles, 05 to 07 hubs, I should say. Thoughts on the Prime motoring FA swap into that Hawkeye? So come to find out, that's Junior's car. I didn't know that was Junior's car, but that's his personal car. Him and I talked about it. I think it's cool. I still am not a massive fan of the FA24. I do think it's a cool swap that they were able. It's essentially VBWX just transplanted into a Hawkeye. I think it's cool. Personally, I probably wouldn't do it, but I do think it is neat. But get the new design. The OEM gaskets can fail. The 07 does have the original old style gaskets. I don't know what gaskets we're talking about, though. I don't know what gasket that is. You heard anything about D-Man's OTS tune? Just trying to hold out till I get it. I have no idea. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know much about D-Man. I don't know much about him. Thoughts on the Prime? 137k miles, clean title with 15k mile RA short block, 1050 injectors, Tomioka 20G turbo, Heads have been rebuilt by with Brian Crower springs and retainers. I mean, that doesn't sound terrible. Sounds like a pretty standard STI rebuild right there. Have you ever driven a GR Corolla Marizo edition? About to trade my FL5 Type R. But I have not. I've seen a Marizo in person. I personally would rather have my circuit edition than a Marizo because I want my back seats. The Marizo does have a different transmission and final drive. Some extra like chassis bracing and some other stuff in there. But personally, I think the styling on the circuit edition looks better and I like my back seats. So I opted to go with the circuit edition. The FAGD is crazy cool. The fact that they did all the electronics as well. I mean, you got to think about it. It's not necessarily like it's after doing the EG33, messing with the canvas and everything like that. Like from the surface level, you're like, you know what? It's cool. It's cool. It's sweet. It's sweet. No semi-closed deck. Fine for 4 to 450. I don't even know what that's in response to, Mr. Mark. You think GSC valve train on stock heads would go good on a Type RA block? I mean, that's essentially what I have on the 06 STI. I've got an RA block with Manley pistons in the block, GSC valves, GSC valve springs, and then stock cams. I mean, it's a totally fine setup. It'll let you rev the car out a little bit farther if you want to with the valve springs and everything else in there. The cams will be the limiting factor on that for where the power band kind of falls, but I mean, you can definitely push it out a little bit. I wish I had the GR Yaris. So, dude, the Yarises are pretty sweet. We don't get the Yarises. Any plan for another BRZ build? I wouldn't mind one if we got like a BRZ for like deals. Like I wouldn't be opposed to it. Got my WRX and tossed it all in mittens. No balls, Matt. You won't do it. If you do that, I'm telling Subaru. I'm telling Subaru if you do that. Hey, I've been trying to get a hold of you to do a project for me. Well, what's the project, sir? Did you email me? It might be in my email. I just haven't seen it yet, to be completely honest. BBR stage 4 block or IAG for big turbo build. I mean, it doesn't matter, man. To be completely honest, all these engines for the most part they're all the same. Just pick who you want. Pick who you want to support at the end of the day. Like, if you want someone's engine, or if you need an engine, you don't know who to buy an engine for, pick who you want to support. At the end of the day, most of these engines are all pretty much the exact same thing. I sold my Marizo. It was good, but circuit is more realistic. 4-door car with no backseat kind of sucked, to be honest. See, that's why I enjoy my circuit edition. I like it. It's got usable backseat. You fold the seats down. It's got all the creature comforts you want. It still has all the factory like fun stuff like the hood vents, carbon fiber roof, the circuit edition wing. I'm a fan of the circuit edition. If they're a plug and play Haltech ECU for the 07 STI, I don't want to mess with the wiring that much. They probably have a patch harness. If they don't have a plug and play ECU option, there's probably a company out there who makes a patch harness to be able to go from the factory harness to the Haltech. A lot, like 14.7 Solutions is one of them. There's a couple other companies who make patch harnesses, but I mean, you should have a plug and play option out there, especially for an 07. I mean, they're pretty simple at that point. Favorite generation Subaru. I really like my RS, to be honest. I'm gonna go with my RS. I like my RS. How high did Eggplant rev? I have no. You tell me, Mark. You tell me. Mark, would you like to come into this live stream and join us? Mr. Mark? Boomslang! That was the other one. Boomslang was the other manufacturer who makes the plug-and-play harnesses. Mark, please, come on in here to this live stream, Mr. Mark. Also, Matt, appreciate the dono, dude. Hey, Tanner, just think you're great. I appreciate you, dude. That was very nice. I'm going to buy a coffee with that. Thank you. I got by using D-Man OTS Flash and Go for an intake. I had no problems. Good to know. Any experience on swapping electricity C-Park brake to normal? I don't think that's possible, to be honest. I think the ECU is going to get very upset if you go to do that. Sup, dude? I was asking Vince. Well, Mark, I want you to. How do I get in? I mean, if you want to do one of these, Mark, we can set it up and you can do this. We'll just have to like jump on a video call and then do the live stream. Elephant in the room, 22B finish ETA. You missed the whole conversation, my man. You missed the whole conversation earlier with the steel wide body we're doing. I don't know. I don't like to set like dates for like this is the date I have to finish this car. Things get rushed, corners get cut, and you just end up regretting some stuff that you want to do later. So it'll be done when it's done. We're redoing the wide body with a steel 22B wide body. We talked about it earlier, showed photos, all that other fun stuff. What are you doing with that 2J? It's I have it sitting in a storage right now, so I don't know. sitting in storage. 32 PSI on non-closed deck at 625 pluses. Thoughts? Spicy. I mean, what's the fuel? Is it E85? Is it pump gas? I mean, like, 625. 625s are a lot stronger than a lot of people give them credit for, to be honest. You're late, Mr. Elephant. Please do another EJ20 build and highlight the subtle differences between them. There's tons of videos on YouTube for the EJ25s, but not so many for the 02 to 05 WRXs. Well, you got to think, like, EJ25s encompassed a very wider range than the EJ20s did. I mean, what, up to 05 was EJ20 in the United States, so we just don't get a lot of them. I don't do a lot of them for people, and if I am doing like an EJ20, I think I've done one EJ20 in the past 2 years. Everybody else who has an EJ20 and they blow it up typically tend to gravitate to do a 2.5 swap or a hybrid build. So if I get the opportunity again, I can do that, but I just don't do too many of them. And a lot of people like the 20X and the 20Ys. I hate those engines with a passion. They're such trash engines, dude. They're literally $500 junkyard engines. That's what an EJ20X and 20Y is. And then people try to use them in USDM cars, and they don't do all the swaps right, and then they wonder why their car... Like, some people do the swap right, and if you do an EJ20X or 20Y swap correctly, kudos to you, but 90% of people who do the 20X, 20Y swap do not do them properly. It was built to be a good street car and reach 280 to 300 wheel, but mainly down to cost and the need of a daily. Honestly, if you're just in need of it being a daily again and you're not shooting for power, I'll just put another 2-liter in it, Jack, and just send it at that point. If you want, I would build another engine on the side for like whatever you want power-wise. A pretty popular option. Check out Outfront. They've got I want to say it's a 2.1-liter stroker. That is a drop-in option for the 2 liters. It's actually a pretty cool engine. That was the one that we did in that 04, 05 WRX not too long ago. Made like a good usable power band too. I would highly suggest that. And it's pretty affordable from Outfront too. I don't remember the cost, but it wasn't crazy expensive. Would you ever do a build on a bug eye? To be honest, probably not. All the bug eyes at this point they're clapped. They're all beat, and I don't want to do another half restoration, full restoration on one. Dude, it's just so expensive. Like this 06 STI, when we bought this 06 STI, I was not anticipating as much to be wrong with this car as it was, and it adds up so fast on the aftermarket and the OEM part side of things. It's insane. So with how clapped out most of the bug eyes are nowadays, I probably won't do one unless it's like pristine condition and we get it for absolute deals. Hey Tanner, can you recommend a tuner that can tune my car even if I'm in Mexico? 05 STI. What are you using to tune, Fernando? Are you using open source, Cobb, standalone? Like, what are you using to tune the car for? I mean, any tuner should be able to e-tune for the most part for you, regardless of what country you're in. Thanks for getting me through the end of my incredibly boring day. Matt, how many cars did you sell today? Did you sell them all? I know you did. I know you did, sir. Yeah, not to mention the RS is the last EJ car for today. Shut up, Mark. Shut up, okay? If I want more EJ cars, I will buy more EJ cars, okay? I thought that it was going to be the last one, but it's not, okay? It's not. Oh, wait. 20X, shoved on AVCS exhaust cams. Yeah, it's like, but nobody goes to the extent to, like, retard the cams properly and set up the engine properly and actually get it dialed in. It's just, half of them we see are just beat to hell. Would you ever supercharge an 04 Forester XS? Absolutely not. That is not even on my radar or my list of things to ever do, to be honest. I mean, maybe if I had like a spare Eaton supercharger around and I had like a spare Forester XS that I didn't care about and I was bored, I'd be like, yeah, let's weld up a bracket, put a belt on there and shove an Eaton in there. But I don't have any plans to go out and like do it, if that makes sense. I talked to 0 living beings and 2 people who might have been zombies. That sounds like you've had an exciting day, Matthew. A very exciting day. I'm just trying to keep my daily 05 WRX wagon alive. Your help has been invaluable for the Subaru content. Thank you for all you do. I'm glad it helps. I'm glad it helps, Juan. How hard is it to add for take from stock engine harness sensors? What do you mean, Scotty? What do you mean by this? Like, are you trying to add sensors in or remove sensors? Like, what are you trying to do here? Wind Blue update. Shopping parts and planning still. My man! Oh, we talked about this earlier. So, That car will be happening after the RS is done and after the 06 STI is done. That is in short, the 17 STI is a rear engine 3.7 liter 6-cylinder twin turbo all-wheel drive car. It's already gone to fabrication. It's got all the fab work done. The rear diff has been moved to the front. Drive shaft angle has been changed. The rear engine cradle has been made. The rear end of the car is actually it's tube rear end at this point. So that car will be happening after the other cars are done, because that's going to be a big project. Big project. Vincent here dropping knowledge bombs like Nazi-Ark back in the day. I'm jumping off in a minute. Let's link. If you go to SEMA, give Junior a PP smack next time he tunes. I will pass it along, sir. I think I might be seeing him next month. I don't know. We'll see when he comes back in town. Hey Tanner, I've been building my first EJ25 using your videos as a guide for inspiration. I'm a little crazy with fully forged, mainly internals, closed deck, etc. I have a question about a turbo. Well, what is your turbo and what is your question, sir? I'm on stock ECU without a Cobb axle. So you're just doing open source, it sounds like. Any tuner should be able to open source tune for you. Find a tuner that you want to tune the car, shoot them an email, tell them, hey, this is my setup, this is what I'm using to tune, whether it's Carberry or ROM Raider or whatever it might be to tune your car. Talk to them, and then they should be able to get you sorted. I think the cost of eTunes right now is probably like anywhere between like $350 and like $600 is what I would realistically estimate them being around. For GD tuning, I would highly recommend the FWLR Tuning Knock Detective. It will change your life. So with tuning for us, as I learn tuning, I'm going to be solely using just Cobb Access Tutor software. That is it. I'm going to focus on having one software in front of me. No knock ears or anything like that. I'll probably begin by doing a little bit of like street tuning and then move to dyno tuning, so that way I can see how some changes that I'm making to the ECU are affecting the car, and then I can see it on a graph, and I can see how it feels in the car, and then we'll go back to a little bit of street tuning, and like we'll go back and forth a little bit. So we'll be all over the place. Am I friends with B is for Build? I am not. I have never spoken with Chris. I watch some of his videos every now and then. I know he's going through his cancer stuff, so hopefully that goes well for him. But I would not say He follows me on TikTok though. I wouldn't say we're friends, but he does follow me on TikTok. So maybe in another life, maybe in another world. Who knows? Also curious if you tried the BCP Turbo. I have not, but I've seen some pretty good dyno charts of them. They seem to respond fairly well. By the way, your 2-hour videos of putting the engine together into the car, no cuts, has helped me tons. Love the work. Hey, I'm glad. I am glad that has helped, dude. That those videos, like whether it's like one video you watch that I've done of how to build an engine or how to install an engine, and then you watch another one that I've done, there's little snippets of like differences between each ones that seem to help people out. So I'm glad that it's helped. Appreciate it, bro. I really enjoy your videos, especially the 06 building RS. Hey, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. I enjoy them as well. How do you manual swap 2003 WRX? I know it wouldn't be worth it, but getting for free 22,000 miles. 2003 WRX, take out the automatic transmission, put in the manual transmission, bypass the TCU, change out the rear diff if the final drive ratio is different, drive shaft, and away you go. You might have to retune the car, to be honest. Goodbye, Mark. Adios. You might have to retune the car. The shift points and everything like that will be a little bit different from a manual transmission over to an automatic transmission. So that is something you may need to retune it. So keep that in mind. Feeling confident in your ability to get the 2.5 RS tuned as well. I am feeling confident in my ability to do whatever I try to do. I may fail a couple of times along the way, but we will get to our success point. So I'm not saying that, am I a little nervous? Obviously, I'm a little bit nervous. It's a very expensive engine in the RS, but that is why we bought the 06 STI, so that way we could get some practical application, real-world tuning practice. So the 06 STI is the DOS Performance Turbo, Cobb front mount, Cobb intake, Cobb downpipe. A lot of the stuff that you're going to see on the 06 STI is going to be Cobb-oriented because I am using a Cobb access board or access tuner to be able to tune the car. It's a lot easier for me on a learning basis to be able to pull all of the support documentation from the Cobb stuff as I'm using Cobb software. So that way it makes learning tuning just a little bit easier to get the hang of it. So it'll be cohesive. Am I a little bit nervous? Not so much on the 06 STI. I blow up the 06 STI, whatever. It's an RA block. I can get another RA block for pretty affordable. I can build my own block. It's really not that big of a deal. I blow up the RS's engine learning to tune. that's a different story. That's a very that one's expensive. I don't want to blow that one up. It might blow up. Who knows? Who knows? If it blows up, we fix it. It's not the end of the world if an engine blows up. It's just an engine. Bought my 2012 WX hatch 6 months ago. Thanks for being inspired. Hey, I hope you're enjoying the car, dude. Hope it's been treating you well too. Any recommendations for restoring a 2005 Legacy GT wagon? I really want to clean up the undercarriage like you do on your cars. Any specific products or tools you recommend? So, depending on the extent of which you want to re-undercoat the car or like clean up the bottom side of the car, you can go to the extent like we did on the RS or the RX-7, where you strip off all the old undercoating, you re-primer it, you put your rust protection on there, and then you put new rubber undercoating. What I did on the 06 STI was I literally pressure washed the bottom of the car to get any dirt, mud, debris out of there. Took off these skid panels, took the the transmission was already out of the car. I went to O'Reilly's and I bought 4 cans of 3M undercoating. It's literally like spray paint in a can, but it's undercoating. You just go ham under the car. If you just want like a quick, clean looking undercoat, that will get the job done. If you want an undercoat that's going to last a hell of a lot longer, obviously you want to go to the extent of removing all the old undercoat, repairing any rust, re-epoxy primering the bottom of the car, using rust prevention, and then using like a quality undercoat. I've been using primarily a lot of the Eastwood stuff. Granted, I also work with Eastwood. I do genuinely like their products for what I have been using them for. So you can pick your flavor of whatever product that you want to go with. What's one thing that you recommend for somebody that's trying to grow on YouTube besides like posting as much as you can? Honestly, enjoy it. Just like enjoy doing the videos. Like I see so many people want to do YouTube stuff that don't enjoy making the videos. Like if you're not, like there have been videos I've made that I have not enjoyed making the video. I've uploaded them and I watched the video. I'm like, wow, I can personally tell I did not want to make this video, but I made it anyways. So it's like if you're having fun with it, like that's really all that matters in my opinion. Like yes, YouTube does pay some money, but YouTube does not pay nearly as much money as for a channel my size. It does not pay nearly as much money as what a lot of people think it does. It's like you have to enjoy making the videos and like doing this stuff and talking to people and helping people if people are asking for help or things like that to want to do it. If you're just going onto YouTube like I just want to make videos for views or for money or whatever, it's just you're not going to last long in my opinion. It's not trying to be like mean or harsh or anything. It's just being honest. Like you have to enjoy the process of doing all of this. Like if I wanted to do videos for views, I obviously wouldn't build Subarus all the time. I do like maybe one Subaru and then go to like something else and then something else or something else, something that's more popular. So you have to enjoy the videos that you're making and enjoy the process of making the videos, in my opinion. Model T next build. You talked me into it, man. I am all about it. Abraham, what's up, dude? Yes, been a while. I missed Abraham's. Oh, hey, time to rush home so I can jump in. By the way, Matthias, long time no see. Keep doing Lord's work. Also, I think your off-time project's pretty cool. That's a lot of work and topics to cover. Cheers. Hey, appreciate it, Vincent. It's this book thing has been it's a lot more time-consuming than I've anticipated, but it's coming along. What YouTube channels do you get excited for when they drop a new video? Honestly, I don't have a lot of time to follow like a lot of YouTube channels and like follow their up-to-date stuff. To be honest, a lot of this is gonna sound so nerdy, and some of you guys might judge me, but I really don't care. Like a lot of like I've been getting back into like Yu-Gi-Oh and whatnot because I used to play it a lot as like a kid, and I got back into like watching the anime of like the first season or not the first season, but like the first series of like Yu-Gi-Oh and whatnot. So a lot of it's like I don't watch a lot of YouTube right now. It's like I get home from work, I do some editing, do some comments, do some emails. I might hang out on the couch for an hour or two, watch a couple like episodes of that, and then like crash out on the couch and do it all again the next day. Thanks, Tanner. I really appreciate you and your channel. I appreciate it, dude. What sensors do you recommend to have for wood rotated 626 setup? What sensors do you recommend to have for wood rotated 626? What sensors? I would say like additional sensors like flex fuel, IAT, fuel pressure. Just basic plug and play sensors for the most part. Anything that you can really like get in there. Like you don't need a ton of additional sensors. Most of the factory sensors will take care of you. But like IAT for like speed density or hybrid speed density, E85 or an ethanol content sensor if you're going to be running E85. Fuel pressure is a good one to tie into the ECU because you can have it red flag or throw an issue or a cell if it notices a fuel pressure issue. So I mean, there's a lot of stuff that you could go back and forth on, but if you're using a stock ECU, you're kind of limited on the amount of sensors that you can add into the engine bay also. Yes, Yu-Gi-Oh rules. I know. I've been enjoying the lane of reminiscing and whatnot, but it's been fun. You know, we've been busy. I told you guys I gave you a little sneak peek of this. Actually, let me see if I can pull this thing up real quick, because I know some of you guys were asking. Can I screen share? Oh my gosh, look at this dude. Will it change over? Yeah, well. So this is like a lot of like the book stuff that I've been doing. I think we're like 40 pages deep. So this is like a complete walkthrough for you guys on how to rebuild your Subaru engine, like washers and nuts and bolts, where they go, what washers go to what, how to use bore gauges, what your measurements should be, what you should clean, how to assemble like your crankshaft, how your setup goes inside the engine, torque specs, torque angles, literally a step-by-step book. I have a lot more photos to add in here, so don't judge too much. It'll have part numbers for you guys. So this will be, it'll have part numbers based on what your chassis is also. So this will have, this one service manual will encompass everything EJ20 and EJ25 when it comes to rebuilding your own engine. Like part numbers for your gears, your O-rings, all of this stuff. So if you're building your own engine, you go through and you're like, oh, I don't have this part number will be right there for you guys. So like I said, I am working with a company on this, so I am not publishing the book. I am just writing the book for the publishing company, and then they will be publishing it. I will obviously will receive royalties on the sales of the books, but they will be the ones publishing it, printing it, setting the price for it. So from what we talked about, I think they said it would be around $30, primarily on like Amazon, Barnes and Noble, and things like that. So that one should be available for purchase, I want to say through them at the beginning of 2026, but I'm trying to make it in a way so that way for the people who do want to rebuild their engine, they do want to have like a paper copy of a book. It'll have all the info in there for them. So torque specs, the part numbers, you name it, it'll be in there. Do you know of alternative to open port for OS tuning? Tatric is rumored to be going out of business. I unfortunately do not. I do not mess with open source too much. Oh my god, sweet book. When can we, like I said, early 2026 probably. This is an excellent resource. You're working very hard. That's cool. I appreciate it, dude. Can I pre-order the book when you ship it to me? So I will not be shipping them out. I'm like I said, I'm just writing it for the company. They are publishing, printing, and shipping them all. But if you, I will probably have a couple copies here, and I can sell some on the website. So if anybody does want that, I can definitely do that. Yeah, I'll buy that for sure. Congrats, bro. Hey, appreciate it, dude. $30 is a steal. Yeah, it's pretty affordable. They do a lot of like VA books and whatnot, so it'll be pretty sweet. Please include the Turbo EJ20 PCV hose routing in your book. I will see what I can do for that. I don't think I was going to be touching on the PCV hose routing, but if we do go into detail that far, right now the book covers how to build your own short block and how to turn a short block into a long block. After that, it really starts to get a little bit hairy on trying to do it all in one book, because the setup from chassis to chassis to chassis, engine to engine to engine varies just a little bit in each way. So I don't know if I'll be able to go that far into it, but it will at least encompass building a short block, a long block, how to time the engine, where all of your accessory components go, and things like that. So I think I still have a good bit to go. I still have more photos to do, more editing for the photos, and all that other stuff. So that one should be coming out, like I said, probably early 2026, I would assume. And I think it primarily sells on Amazon, like I said, around like $30 or something. I don't know. I don't set the prices on them. I just write it. But you will let the channel know. Yes, I will. Once I see that they are public, I will let everybody know. Tanner Boxer Fest is September. I can't, dude. It's so far. It's so far, dude. It's Pennsylvania, isn't it? Pretty sure it's like Pennsylvania. Is it Pennsylvania? Is that where Boxer, or is it New York? I feel like it's far. Is it worth building a 5-speed, or is it just do the 6-speed spot, man? For the amount of money that you're gonna spend on building a 5-speed transmission, you're better off just doing a 6-speed spot. It's good out the box. If all else fails, I got your videos. That you do, sir. The videos will always be there. Do you have any recommendations on where to send Subaru heads to get ported? Head games or out front? Those would be my 2 suggestions. Hey Tanner, did you finish your buddy's OBXT? No! I've been pushing this car in and out of the shop, dude. So That white OBXT is still at the shop. I am waiting on the Nameless Performance exhaust, dude. They told us it would be, I think, 6 weeks when he ordered the exhaust. We're going on a little over 2 months. I can't finish this car until I get the exhaust in. So I've been pushing it in and out of the shop every single day for the past like 2 months now. So no, it's still at the shop. We're waiting on the exhaust to show up for it so that way I can finish the car for him. From mechanic to author. Do you know any built 500 horsepower STIs going for 100k miles? None that come to mind immediately, but I can almost guarantee you there's some out there. Matt's OBXT, not Matt's. This is a client's car. It's that white one with the rotated setup, with the white precision 5858. It's got the white Bosworth manifold on there. So it's just waiting on parts for that thing. It's like it's done with the exception of like these missing parts. Mob Stopper, appreciate the dono, man. Looking forward to watching the rest of the vid after work. Love the channel. I appreciate it, dude. Hopefully work goes smoothly for you for the rest of the evening. I said the exhaust on the OBXT. What a pain. Yeah, I was expecting to not have to fab work on mine to get it fit. We didn't want to do any fab work, so we just opted to get the Nameless Performance one, which supposedly just fits right up. But apparently it takes a year to get. So, which I get it, like. It's probably a made-to-order part, but it's quite made to order. Let me tell you that. You better use that author card. Do you know who I am? I'm gonna use that to you, Matt, when I go to your work. I'm gonna try to buy a car from your work, and I'll pull that card. What's up, Mr. Linda? Tanner on a YouTube live. I know it's been a little while, dude. It's been a little while. I am going to try to make it a point. Dude, it's so hard to do with the schedule now, but I'll bring my laptop with the shop to me. Maybe we'll do them at the shop if I don't make it home in time, and I'm going to try to do at least one a week. What's up, bro? I got my hands on some Volk Racing T37 SLs for the 21 STI. In your opinion, top 3 tire recommendations. I daily drive the car and live in SoCal. Dude, you live in SoCal. You could put summer tires on that thing and be fine. You could be totally fine with any summer tire you put on there. Bought me a midlife crisis car, 2020 STI, stock with cap back. 59k miles, looking for a little spice to put on cutback support with either SF or Redline or SF. Honestly, I like the SF it takes. I think the Redlines are a little bit too fancy for me. But back to the tire question. I mean, realistically, any quality summer tire, you'll be fine if you're living in SoCal. Like the 1 to 2 days a year that you guys might get rain, you're fine, man. You're fine. You're totally solid. No ball. I'll do it, Matt. I'll come down there tomorrow. I told you the deal. I will sell you back the truck. If you give me $45,000 for my Tacoma, I will buy any car on your lot. I'll let you pick the car. Actually, I won't let you pick the car because you're going to pick something weird. You might pick something weird and obscure that's been on the lot for a while. You give me $45K for the Tacoma, boom, I'll come buy whatever you want. Not whatever you want, whatever I want. Isn't that right, Mel?
What?
She said, yeah.
What?
Nothing. I was joking.
Okay.
But just say yeah anyway.
Yeah, anyway.
Yeah! See, Mel agrees too, Matt. Bro, can you help me drill out my caliper bolt? Bro, I have 2 of them to do at the shop already. I don't even want to do my own. I want to do my own. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Let me see how the next couple of days go. It's not a fun time drilling those out. I do have the not helicoil, the time cert kits at the shop. If you need a time cert, I can get you a time cert for sure. As for drilling it out, I don't know if I want to do that one quite yet. You're the man, dude. Thanks. I overthink everything. Yeah, don't overthink, man. Just go with the flow sometimes. Just go with the flow. Better go cross country to buy a GR Corolla. Do it! Do it! Dude, they're good cars. They're good cars. Matt, you should buy a GR Corolla. I still want to do a video series of my GR Corolla versus your WRX TR. Even though it's completely unfair at this point with how built the GR Corolla is, I still want to do it. I think it'd be fun. Sup, bro, from UK. Enjoy your vids. Keeping Subarus alive. Hey, appreciate it, freewheeler. Appreciate it, dude. Rip, maybe if used GR STI cross country. Oh, use GR STI. Man, you gotta be careful with the word GR on this channel now, man. People say GR. I don't think of GR STI anymore. I think of GR Corolla. Okay, that's my bad. That's my fault. That's my fault. It's any Subaru Owners Club up here in Cleveland, Ohio. I'm pretty sure they have a couple of those like clubs up there, don't they? I have to mod my car, man. Matt, I told you to start with the Cobb package for your WRX, and then start making YouTube videos on it again. People need more VBWRX channels, Matt. You can fill that void. I guarantee you, everyone in this chat who has a VBWX. Maybe not everybody, but I can almost guarantee you everybody with a VBWX would watch your videos if you started modifying your WRX. Just put a POV camera on, dude. I feel it. You could do it. You could do it. Is it possible for my transmission being work to wear out my ACT HDSS halfway? I don't understand the question. Is it possible for my transmission being work to wear out my? I don't understand the transmission. I don't understand the question on that one, dude. Just toss it on, Smedia. Do it, dude. Cobb still hasn't written back to the swap serial for my Outback Access Portland WRX. Call them, dude. Call them up on the phone. Having a surging hesitation, 06 WRX seems to start stuttering around 3,500 RPM. Did Wabrio pump was better for a little bit, but doing it again now, also getting overboost issue. I would start with the smoke test. Check the wastegate actuator on the turbo as well. I've seen that fairly commonly go out on more cars than you would actually think for the wastegate actuator to go out. But if you have an AFR gauge, wouldn't hurt to toss one of those in also, just so that way you can actually monitor what the AFR value actually is when it does start to hesitate. Because that will point you in the right direction of, like, is it a fuel issue? Is it an air issue? Is it a boost issue? Could help quite a bit. I think he means trans killing clutch. See, I read it as the other way around, of clutch killing trans. I don't know. I want both GR Corolla and GR STI, but if Matt was a Toyota dealer, I'd cross country for a GR Corolla. Matt, now's your opportunity. You could sell GR Corollas. He has already stated he will drive halfway across the country or across the country to buy a car from you, a GR Corolla, if you're a Toyota dealer. Smedia, why would left AVCS read higher or different than right AVCS? No major issue, but Cobbport says left was 39, right was 29. So your AVCS left and right should be like roughly plus or minus 3. They shouldn't deviate too much outside of that. If you're seeing more deviation than that in your left and right, what can be an issue is clogged oil lines. So your banjo bolts in some cars, they'll have a filter screen inside of the banjo bolt for the AVCS line. That can get clogged up with gunk over time and inhibit oil flow to the cam gear, to the cam solenoid, things like that. Or you could have a clog in your cam, like your AVCS solenoid itself. The little, it's like on the top of the engine, right by the valve cover. It's got a blue electrical connector on it. That could be getting clogged as well, or the physical cam gear itself could be getting clogged. I've also seen it a couple times where people may install the cam gear slightly off, but if you didn't just retime the engine or didn't just put on new cam gears, I would rule that out. So typically it's going to be an oil issue in the AVCS solenoids, the AVCS gear, or the banjo bolt. Across Washington. Yep, that's my next step. I replaced the left, I think. Nice. That is a good place to start. Let me go find a GR Corolla real quick. Matt, I'll sell you mine. Actually, no, I won't. I don't want to sell a car. I would not sell. I'd take that back. I don't want to sell a car. Trying to figure out to be around more. Matt, come to the shop every day. Come on. I got space for you. I got a mini fridge. You can put your lunch in the mini fridge, dude. I got a microwave. You can heat up your food in the microwave. We got Wi-Fi there. Just saying. Just saying. Don't they recommend removing the filters from banjo bolts? I don't think Subaru ever put out like a TSB saying remove the filters from the banjo bolts. Otherwise, they wouldn't sell the banjo bolt with the filter in it anymore. I would at least presume that they wouldn't. I take the filters out of all the banjo bolts. If I'm building my cars, if I'm building a client car, the filters come out. The filters always come out. Don't keep the filters in there. The filters can get clogged. They can inhibit oil flow, and they can cause issues. Obviously, regular oil changes will help reduce the possibilities of that happening. But, I mean, no filter, just change your oil on time. Like, at the end of the day, just change your oil on time. The 05, the head probably warped, might need to plane ED. I read that as erectile dysfunction. I don't know if I can say, I'm pretty sure I can say that. I don't think YouTube will get mad about that. I finally mod my 21WX so I watch your video. That is a blessing and a curse. I don't know if I should feel like, yes, you're modding it, or like worried. I'm joking. No. Mod away, man. Enjoy it. Have fun with the car. Have you used Tomei turbos? I have not, because they're extremely overpriced for what you get. How much is a Tomei turbo? How much? Let me look. Tomei Arms Turbo STI. That's actually not bad at $1,400. But what is this? What is this rated to? How much power is this rated to? Oh, they have a whole bunch of options. I'm not going to go down the rabbit hole of that right now. I have not used the Tomei Arms Turbos. I've seen some other people use them before, but I have not used them in the past. I think there are some aftermarket gaskets that could help. might be the heads. I don't know what that's in reference to. Just use vegetable oil. I'm going to be honest, vegetable oil works pretty well as engine oil. Also, Double K, man. Appreciate the dono, dude. Appreciate it. Always appreciate the support. You guys don't have to donate, but I do appreciate when you guys send it over. I'm gonna get Melanie a coffee with that. I'm gonna get Mel. Mel, I'm getting you a coffee.
Thank you.
Not right now, but maybe. I think they're all closed. Actually, Bigfoot's not closed. I'm not going to Bigfoot right now. Do you have any videos showing repairs for the clutch mount being loose, actual clutch? No. So that is fairly common though. Who is it? Who makes the firewall fix kit? Somebody makes the firewall fix kit. I don't remember who. It's a pain to do. On my 2014 WRX hatch, we never had the issue of the weld on the firewall breaking. It is fairly common in that generation to have it happen. There are videos on YouTube showing you guys how to do that repair. I'm gonna be straight up honest with you. It's not a fun repair to do though. What are the basics that I need to put in a base map? So far, there is that's a more difficult question to answer than you might think. So is it, when you say base map, is this like a standalone base map, or is this like a factory ECU base map? If it's standalone base map, you have to do all your wire pinouts, your sensor assumptions. You have to do ECU setup, car information, trigger pattern. You have to do your timing light to find out your top dead center offset. These are all like base map things. Then you have to go through and you have to do sensor calibration for every single sensor that you have on the engine, for like IAT, coolant sensor, pressure sensors, any sensor in the engine you have to go through and calibrate. So it's like, are we doing a base map for factory ECU, or are we doing a base map for like standalone ECU? Where did that go? I swear I just saw that in here somewhere. Speed density factory ECU. Speed density factory ECU, I mean, for the most part, that's a lot easier. Your VE table, if you're doing speed density, so you're going to have to start getting your VE table built out, your injector scaling. You shouldn't have to do any sensor recalibrations unless you're changing things like your MAP sensor. Obviously, MAF voltage scaling or MAF scaling if you are doing a hybrid speed density versus factory speed density, and from there you should at least be able to get the car started, and then you're going to have to start dialing in like your fuel table, your VE table, and everything else like that. It's a lot more time consuming doing it on something like a Haltech or standalone versus stock ECU, because all of the inherent information for the car is already built out into the stock ECU, so it's mainly just doing a couple recalibrations of things for like speed density, your VE table, and things like that. For the 21WX, should I upgrade the turbo or go flex fuel shooting for 350? Honestly, I would go flex fuel. Flex fuel also it's a double-edged sword because it also acts as a reliability mod. Not a lot of people see E85 as a reliability mod, but if you have access to E85, it also doubles as a reliability. It burns cooler. Obviously, you're going to have less fuel economy out of the engine, but it burns cooler, less chance of knock. You can get a little bit more aggressive with timing, so I would definitely do E85 over a bigger turbo. If those are your two options right now. So maybe a blouse turbo for a little bit more power than stock. Honestly, there's so many like good little bit more power than stock options. You've got Cobb, FP, Tomei, Blouse. I mean, pick your poison. They're all going to get the job done if you're just looking for a little bit more power. Stock ECU is really just injectors, turn away, skid off, and data logging and math. Bro knows what's up. You see? He knows what's going on. The stock ECU stuff is a hell of a lot easier than the standalone stuff is. There's some good folks in this media Discord that can hook you up with a base map for like $50, but I'd speak to your tuner. Unless you're tuning it yourself, your tuner could provide a base map. Yeah, if you're already going through an e-tuner or like a pro tuner at like a shop or anything like that, most of the time they'll give you a base map to be able to get your car started and running. But outside of that, it's like, I mean, it's not too crazy to do. But anyways, I've got to hop off for right now, you guys. We have to jet out to the gym before it gets too late, and then I have to work some more on this book and do some editing and whatnot. So I will, maybe tomorrow night we'll do another live. Maybe we'll do another live stream tomorrow night. We'll see. We'll see where the wind takes us and what I got going on tomorrow. I think I might just be working on this book again tomorrow, so we'll see. But anyways, I appreciate everyone swinging through tonight. Those who toss donos out, like I said, you really don't have to, but it's always appreciated, and we do appreciate the support, you guys. If I didn't get to your question, I do apologize. Like I said, maybe we'll do another live stream tomorrow night. It seems like you guys are enjoying the live streams again. So if you guys are enjoying them, we'll start kicking them back up again. I will go out of my way to make some extra time for them. So with that, appreciate everyone swinging through. I hope you guys have an awesome rest of your Wednesday evenings going into Thursday. I hope you guys have a killer Thursday. If I don't talk to you before the weekend, have a good weekend as well. And with that, I will catch you guys in the next one. So peace out, homies. Woo! But see, here's the weird thing with live streams, because then I have to go